Ooh, we're just going to give them a quick little fade out here.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
It's 917 The Edge, WSCW, and you're listening to Now That's What I Call Now.
Yeah, that's our show. Hey, everybody. I'm Max, and over there, that's Kyle.
Hello.
So we have a lovely show here for you tonight. I got a little bit of a theme to start. So as you know, if you've listened to our show before, we do songs from 2010 until now, because that's what I call.
That's what I call now.
Yeah. So with that, I wanted to do a bunch of songs from this past couple of years that are from artists that are much older than that, popular in 2000s and 90s, and show some of their newer stuff that's either them selling out or them trying to do the same thing but doing it a little too similarly and not succeeding very well at recreating.
And some of them don't fall quite
wheel.
Great into those categories, but yeah, it's bands that sort of peaked in the 2000s
Yeah.
and then went through struggles.
Yes.
Would be a way to say it.
Yeah.
Let's just start it off.
Yeah, we're gonna do
We got
some Green Day.
Oh, okay.
Are you doing?
We can do Green Day.
What did you have ready?
Oh, no, we can do Green Day. Let's do Green Day. I would rather do Green Day. Let's just get it out of the way, to be honest. Yeah, here we go. We're going to get this out of the way.
All right. We're going to
Uno,
start.
dos, tres.
Yep.
Oh, boy, what a stinker.
For those of you who weren't paying attention to them while that was happening, they were kind of failures of albums. They tried to get too much music out too quickly, and this is what it resulted in. So here we have some Green Day here. And that was Green Day.
That sure was. Not very good.
Yeah.
It's like if you put a bunch of Green Day in a blender and just watered it down a lot and then blended it, and then you're like...
Wow.
Like what you do with a blender?
Yeah.
Will it blend?
That's buzzy.
I'm going to make it worse.
Nice.
Make it instantly worse.
So the songs that we have coming up next are all songs from... Ooh, that was so much worse. And then it's back to just regular buzz.
Well,
So the next group of 3 songs that we got are a bunch of new metal and metal bands from when Kyle and I were growing up and listening to them. It'll be a Breaking Benjamin song, an Avenged Sevenfold song.
Is this like their brand new one?
It sure is.
I haven't listened to it yet. Is it the same song they've been rewriting for the last 5 years?
It sure is. It's exactly that, yes. And then a 3 Days Grace song from when they got their new singer.
I can be a pain killer.
Uh-huh, exactly. But before that, we're going to talk a little bit about some stuff in the more entertainment news section.
So that shot of the Splatoon character and the eyes and the reflection of the Smash logo,
Yeah.
is that not like the coolest thing ever animated?
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
I don't know about coolest thing ever animated, but
But
definitely pretty cool.
Smash is coming.
Smash is coming to the
Nintendo
Switch.
It's a game changer.
We saw that coming.
Smash Pass. And then in other game news, get it? Because it's football. Jordy Nelson got released from the Packers.
It was nice while you were here. He's a nice boy.
He is
seems
a
like
very nice boy. Although, who knows if he's actually nice?
Yeah, who knows? I
Him
hope
and
he
his
is.
colleagues. That's who knows. He's probably nice. He's
Where do
probably
you
a nice
think he's
guy.
going to end up?
Well, I don't know of any place that's looking for a very expensive wide receiver because I imagine he would be.
But does he have that kind of weight anymore?
Well, not this past year, but the year before that, he did have the most touchdowns by a wide receiver.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
So, I mean, he still does stuff, but one could argue that that's just Aaron Rodgers picking a favorite
Uh-huh.
because those touchdowns were going to happen anyway.
Yeah, and how much of a wide receiver's success is based off how good their quarterback is.
Right, a lot.
Uh-huh. But how much is a quarterback's success based on how good their wide receivers are?
Also a lot, but there's like 5 wide receivers to 1 quarterback.
Uh-huh, yes, true.
So it's not like they don't have options. Plus, there's also the tight ends too, and
Which
the running backs.
we got
Yep.
a new one.
Yeah, we got Jimmy Graham,
From
the
Seattle.
former Saint and Seahawk at the same time. Nope, it wasn't that. He was really good with the Saints, and then the Seahawks got him, and he wasn't used quite as much, but he still was good. And then, hopefully, we know how to use him.
In our division news, Vikings got me and Kirk Cousins and
You and Kirk Cousins. Yeah, and they got rid of all of their other quarterbacks.
Yeah, interesting.
They're probably sending Teddy Bridgewater to the Jets. They're sending
I
Sam
think,
Bradford.
Isn't that like sending someone out to pasture?
Yeah, kind of. Sending Sam Bradford to the Cardinals
Mm.
and Case Keenum to the Broncos.
He was their main guy, right?
main guy for most of the year, and then right at the end,
Okay.
I think he got injured.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Have you heard anything out of the Eagles? Are they?
Oh, they won the Super Bowl. I don't know.
I mean, I'd assume they
They-
want to hold on to the same team.
They're keeping quiet for a lot of their stuff, but I think they're still doing some free agency dropping and picking up of people.
Because they have two really good quarterbacks, arguably.
Nick Foles is, arguably.
I mean, winning a Super Bowl
Yeah, that's what he did
doesn't
well.
mean that you're consistently good, but you need to have a certain level of talent to win a Super Bowl. I'm going to throw that out there. I don't think that's a hot take. Max is reading something right now.
They traded for Michael Bennett. The Eagles?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's an all right pickup. They had previously, Brent Selleck from,
I don't know.
the year
Anything
2000.
you're talking
Old
about.
is old. Whoa! They signed. They signed Ndamukong Suh.
I've heard that name a long
Because he's
time ago.
the
He was on
dirtiest player in
Giants, right,
football.
for a while? No, Lions.
Lions for a while, and then moved to the Dolphins, I believe, where he calmed down a little bit. He calmed down while he was on the Dolphins. He still had something in the past year or two, though, where he got in trouble. But he's really bad, and he's just a mean guy. I mean, he's
Yeah.
one of the best in his position, but
Yeah, no, I
Just
remember.
really bad
It's
for-
all coming back to me, and he was not nice
no, he's not a
Stepping
very
on
not a very
people.
nice boy.
in the rummage,
Yeah, yeah,
in
it's
the
a
scrimmage,
bit of a situation there.
Rummage.
in the rummage.
But anyway,
You know,
that's
the football term rummage.
excuse me.
No.
That's enough.
Season rummage.
Should we get into this little block of new metal here?
Yeah, let's get into some new
Metal that's it's not so new anymore.
No, it's kind of old.
Let's get into it. You're
Bye.
listening to 91.7 The Edge. Now, this is what I call now. And here's some old new metal. Well, actually, it's some new metal that sounds old because it's been done to death.
Yes.
Not so
See you
now.
after this.
You're listening to 91.7 The Edge.
We're back.
Hey, everybody. It's still a little buzzy, but I think it's maybe a little bit better.
It's a lot less buzzy.
It's a very
Do I
less
sound
buzzy. Hey,
better?
guys, so you guys are listening to... Now, that's what I call...
What is that?
Now... wait for it. And there it is. All right.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting end to that track.
Yeah.
We just
Um,
got through the old new metal that is not new anymore.
Yeah, that's a bit of a blast from the past. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So now we're going from more so the bands that were popular and then became not so popular due to not really putting out any good music anymore.
A complete lack of creative
Right.
Yep.
passion.
We're now moving.
to evolve.
We're now moving to bands that kind of sold out. Now, the last two that I have on here, they didn't really sell out. They just kind of gradually changed sound.
And I think one did it a lot better than the other. In fact, I think out of all of the pop punk bands, I think Paramore adjusted the best.
I would disagree.
Would
I'd
you
say
that
Panic at the Disco did.
I think
Panic at the
There's
Disco
a
definitely
debate there.
adjusted the best. That's why I don't have them on the list.
It's a very intense debate.
I think
this is my hot take.
Paramore kind of jumped off the edge.
This is my hot take.
I think Paramore has
Both
only
of
one
them-
original member, so.
I think
Well, Panic at the Disco does
is
too.
only Brendan Urie now.
Panic at the
Yeah.
Disco's always only been
Yeah, but you know.
I think a lot of people that perform with Brandon Urie would take offense
His
to
name is
that.
Brandon.
Can you stop?
Brandon.
Can you stop?
Brandon.
But anyway, so we'll probably just play all 5 of them right away.
I mean, let's go.
Just
Let's
get
go.
a-
Let's run through them.
A
So,
big old block.
Maroon 5. Man, songs about Jane, classic.
Ooh, so good.
It's so good.
Like, you just listen to that now and you go, ooh.
It's good. 2000's pop music.
Yeah.
Now, Fall Out Boy. Man, first 3 albums.
Ooh.
Great. And
Ooh,
then
that
a
was
few
loud.
albums after that. Still okay. But, Save Rock and Roll.
Ooh, they did not.
That one's a
Ooh.
bit of a stinker.
The only people that can name their album that are the Foo Fighters, and anyone else who does it can't.
Paramore. Man, that first album.
They
sounds so great.
were hard.
My heart, it beats. Beats for only you. But then, the brothers left the band, and let me tell you, those brothers were good songwriters.
I think that's what really switched the sound for Paramore.
But their newest album,
It was
good.
incredibly popular.
it's good. I like it.
Yeah, that's why this is kind of the category where they sold out rather than just put out bad music.
30 Seconds to Mars.
See, they didn't really change sound
Beautiful
all
Lie.
that much, but it's just not as good as it used to be.
No. A Beautiful Lie. There's a lot of good. The first 4
3,
songs.
yeah, 4. Yeah,
3 or 4.
Yep.
They all hit.
It's the best start to an album.
I wouldn't say the best ever.
Nope, it's the best.
Okay. I've never really listened to All Time Low. I'm gonna be honest.
Pop-Tart is a ravioli. Changed my mind.
The Coffin is the final ravioli. I've never really listened to All Time Low that much.
Yeah, I just included them because I put in Fall Out Boy, and I was like, well, we might as well put in a band that's very quickly compared to them.
I'm gonna say something that I cannot back up because I've never listened to them. But was All Time Low ever good?
Yeah, they were definitely poppier than most pop punk.
But it wasn't bad.
You're right.
Okay.
It
I'm
wasn't.
speaking
It wasn't
out
terrible.
Of
I had
ignorance right now.
I had an all-time low phase, and it happened. It's kind of like when you have a My Chemical Romance phase. You listen to it a lot, and then you don't.
Do you think?
And then
speaking
sometimes
of
you
that
still
you
do.
brought them up. Do you think one of the reasons why My Chemical Romance? Well, I don't know. What's their last album? Are people like, ooh, it's a good thing they broke up?
I don't know.
Carly, you would know more. Come on, Mike here.
I wasn't listening, so.
My Chemical. I
My
do remember their
Chemical
last
Romance.
album.
Did they break up at the right time because their last album was like, it's not the same?
May death never stop you.
Yes.
Oh nope, that has a whole bunch of their old songs on it. No.
It was probably their breakup was
Danger
probably worth it
Days.
for that one Gerard Way album. That's pretty decent, right?
That's a good album.
I think Danger Days is the last actual album because they have 2 more that were released, but I think they're just kind of compilation albums.
They
Yeah,
recently released a compilation.
May
And
Death Never Stop You wasn't.
yeah, that's not a proper album.
Speak for the people.
Yeah, Danger Days.
It wasn't really it was like a compilation album.
Yeah.
That made me so mad when that came out because I bought it and I was like, I already have all these things. Stupid.
Couldn't you have just looked at the back of the thing and seen that the songs were there and known that you shouldn't buy it?
Yeah, but like.
But you already
why?
bought it.
I bought it. It's
uh,
also, what was that, 2014?
yeah.
So I was, what? 16? So I was stupid. More than I am now.
17.
that was stupid more. Ooh. But yeah, I think their last album that was actually them making more original music was Danger Days, and
it wasn't bad.
it had that na 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 na.
I didn't mind
But it
that
also
album.
had Sing
I think
It
that
Out.
album-
Yeah, it had some good
Just
and
stop
some
taking
bad.
the microphone before me. Ready?
Who's Mike?
Who's Mike?
Uh,
I don't think it was great, but I don't think it was bad. But
Yeah.
I didn't, at the time it came out, well, I didn't like it like I liked all the other stuff.
Sing off of that album was actually the first song that I learned how to drum.
Wow.
That's not true.
Cool.
Second song I learned how to drum.
What was the first song you learned how to drum?
Perfect
Row, row, row
by
your boat.
A Perfect Circle.
uh,
Hailstorm.
Where is it? I'll find it.
Did we get a request?
Simple Plan. That's it. Perfect by Simple Plan.
Oh, wow.
That was the first song I learned how to drum because it was on a CD in our basement that played off of
You can't take that back.
the stereo.
The first song I learned how to play on guitar, you taught me.
I sure did.
And it was the first song that everyone learns how to play on guitar.
Uh-huh.
It was the Smoke on the Water.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun,
Let's get back
dun,
into the music.
dun, dun. I wanted to talk about
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Smash
we got more things
Bros.
to talk about.
We gotta talk about
Super
Super
It's
Smash
time
Bros.
for
It's time
Waluigi.
Oh, you're so right. I wonder if that was on there.
Put some respect on Waluigi's name.
Is that your character
Yep,
that you want?
that's.
I don't even want to play as Waluigi. I just think he deserves
Is
it.
that the one you want in
No.
Smash?
He deserves it, but I don't care.
That's
I
that's
wouldn't
that's
play
on
as
this
him.
list of 20 that we want to see.
20 that you specifically want to see?
No, 20 that this particular company wants to see that I'm not allowed to say due to FCC rules.
Gotcha.
They want to see Captain Toad. That'd be fun.
That'd be okay,
Sure.
but I'm not like hype about it.
Crash
Splatoon.
Bandicoot.
The Splatoon.
Oh,
I want
yes,
an inkling.
No, I want.
Well, they're already gonna be in it. They were in the commercial
Yeah, you idiot.
for like everything.
You saw that they're gonna be in it.
We don't know until the game's out.
There's gonna be no characters in
King K. Rool.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
Oh, somebody's saying Ridley, like the
Oh,
big
how
old
would you- I
yeah.
don't know
That's
if you'd- how
that
you'd
that seems a
incorporate
bit
that.
extreme. Please,
The dark,
Shovel Knight.
The Dark Samus, the Corruption Samus from Metroid Prime 3.
Some of these are like oldies but goodies. I don't know if they like took Falco out, but somebody said, nah, that's just not even
Falco
right.
has always been in.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
those
sure.
just aren't even right. Huh.
Put in Toad. Put in Slippy. That's what I
You
meant.
put
Oh,
in,
Slippy, yeah.
You do not know Dewey Knuckles.
No,
Yeah.
it's a dead meme, and it was a bad meme.
Also, yeah, no, they could do that, I suppose. One of the bird people from
Oh, they could put any one of the champions from Breath of the Wild.
That would suck.
That would be cool.
No.
I would like that a lot.
No.
Especially the camel one, the Gerudo.
I'm trying to find more lists of. Oh, people want Birdo.
I want to play Super
Birdo?
Smash as a Nintendog.
People want Birdo.
Huh?
What Pokemon should they put in it?
Giovanni.
Mr. Mime.
Toric? No. In
Wow.
Mime.
it's been a
Incineroar?
while. Incineroar.
Pidgey.
They should just put in Giovanni.
The Team Rocket guy
Uh-huh.
as a trainer that you get to like switch between what?
No,
Persian-
just as Giovanni.
just
And
it's
he
just a normal guy. He's got no powers.
he just beats up kids.
Yeah, I mean, you ever think
Can
about
we-
how
can we
the
have-
first Pokemon games were low key a little racist
Can
towards
we-
Italians? They're like, yeah, Team Rocket ran by the Italian guy.
It was probably trying to symbolize the mob.
No, I know. I'm being a little coy.
I want to play Squirtle, but like the Squirtles from the gang.
Oh,
Squirtle with
yeah.
Cool sunglasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I want. Oh,
Oh. Yep, somebody said Incineroar. Rabbids. You know those
Gross.
little guys?
like the Raven Rabbits.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, Mimikyu. That'd be weird.
Uh-huh.
See, the thing is, now you can technically put in, like, any of the Pokemon because you already know that they'll work in a
Yeah.
battle situation. That's
I
kind of
wouldn't be
crazy.
surprised to see some Pokken ones.
I wouldn't either. That's why I brought it up.
Who do you think they're gonna get rid of?
No
Oh,
one.
they
They
could-
never get rid
they
of
could
anyone.
put-
That's not true.
they
But
could
I don't
put-
think they will.
They could put Steve from Minecraft on there.
Ew, no.
They could,
That's
though.
That's
No,
Microsoft.
they're gonna put.
That's
they're gonna put
Microsoft.
Herobrine
But can't they put it
from
on?
Minecraft.
Aren't they putting it on Switch?
Yeah, but it's still Microsoft's property.
They're gonna put.
Yeah.
They're gonna put Herobrine, or whatever.
Yikes! Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
They're gonna just put in Notch, the
They're
fat
not gonna
guy that
animate
sold.
him. They're gonna just.
Do you ever?
take videos
Have you
of
heard
him.
about Notch?
Yeah.
He just owns the biggest house in LA. And
Yeah.
he's just online. He's like a men's rights activist D-bag.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's really bad. And he just throws these parties. He's
Are you
like,
surprised he invented Minecraft?
no, I'm not surprised by any of it, but it's sad because he's like, he thinks he's the great Gatsby. He thinks he's Gatsby. Like, he throws these big parties and then doesn't like go to them. It's very weird.
This is character idea that probably would never happen, but a Majora's Mask Link with all of the different forms, and it would work kind of like the Pokemon
I
trainer.
just want 30 links.
Can we just get
Links
like
to what?
every link?
Just every link from every game.
Waluigi, yep.
What about Wario?
Funky
Waluigi.
Kong. Remember
Wario's
Funky
been in.
Kong?
Excuse you.
Paper Mario. That'd be a Game &
Yeah,
Watch
that'd be
character.
cool. 2D.
Yep.
Can I play Smash as Baby Rosalina?
Mario, but with the moving hat. That will probably be in it.
That's true.
From Mario Odyssey?
Cappy. That's what the cat's called.
Or maybe just Cappy will be in it.
That'd
They
be
won't even
weird.
put Mario in it. They're like, yeah, Mario actually doesn't do anything. The only part of Mario that's actually worth anything is the hat.
So you can only play as that.
Uh-huh.
I want to play as Kirby, but like Epic Yarn Kirby.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's what they need to do is have characters, but have multiple, not just different colors, but like different like skins, as they say.
Right.
Where,
Like in
if it was
Overwatch and stuff?
different, you would act different.
Yeah, so
based
like
on
they
that skin?
have Link in it, but like you can have him look like Toon Link, like Breath of the Wild Link, like
Rather than
Twilight
just making
Princess
those
Link,
separate characters, just have it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
would they function differently if they looked
I think
differently?
they
Like,
would
be able to use-
function similarly. They might have just different aesthetics.
Ooh.
Aesthetics.
Somebody's saying Feraligatr.
That's
That'd be cool.
sure.
Sanic. That's
I
already been
wanna
in it.
play
Me, that's
as
already been in
a
Donkey Kong's
Nintendo
already been in
Pac-Man's been in it.
Chihuahua.
it. What even is this? Koopa?
A Nintendo's
A Koopa?
Chihuahua.
I mean, not a terrible idea, Koopa. They're fighting-esque, and then you can turn into a little shell and roll around like the Jigglypuff move, where it spins up into a ball and then
What if you
flies
could play
off the map.
What if you can play as Bullet Bill?
Please, Bullet Billiam.
And you just fly back and forth.
All right. Well, that's enough of that particular bit. So let's get into some music, because I'm sure you guys are wanting to hear more music. That was quite the tangent, huh?
Uh-huh.
It might even be a cosine. Who knows? I only did a portion of my math.
I am trigged. Trigonometry.
Oh, good. All right.
Not good.
Hey, so you guys are listening to our show here. Now that's what I call now. We came back on the same part. You know, that doesn't quite
That's
hit.
weird. No, but it's now that's what I call.
No, they're gotta talk for a little bit here. You got a lot of talking.
Now.
There it is.
We'll see after these songs.
All right,
You're
here you
listening to
go.
91.7
We
The
actually
Edge,
won't see you.
Whitewater.
You're listening to 91.7 The Edge, WSUW, Whitewater.
You're listening to 91.7 The Edge, WSUW, Whitewater.
All right, hope you guys enjoy.
You're listening to 91.7 The Edge, WSUW, Whitewater.
Hey,
And
we're
we're back. Woo, we got breaking news. You want to announce it? Because you saw
yeah.
it first. It sucks.
So it's really unfortunate. For those of you who haven't been looking at your phone in the past 10 minutes, you probably don't know about it yet. But unfortunately, Stephen Hawking died, which is really sad because he was a genius and helped us understand so much about how space works. But at the same time, it's incredible that he lived to be 76.
Uh-huh. Did you see that film that they made about his early life?
I didn't.
It's really good. You
Yeah.
should watch it.
I probably
It
should.
made me respect him even more.
I mean, he's already an incredible feat of just
Uh-huh.
how amazing the human can be, you know?
Uh-huh. Like,
Because he was paralyzed completely, and it just didn't really have a
mind
whole
over
lot of,
body. Like,
yeah,
that, like,
didn't really have a whole lot of
ever
options,
more perfect.
but he kept going anyway.
Yeah, it sucks. Man.
Incredible. But yeah, that's really unfortunate.
It's interesting who's going to fill that void of being sort of, the smartest person on Earth, kind of,
That's a good point.
unofficial, because like Einstein, I don't know what was considered, I don't know what the gap was between Hawking's rise and Einstein's death. And if during that moment there was like, this is the prominent, like, theoretical physicist, intellectual. There's
That's
Neil
a good
deGrasse
point.
Tyson, but I don't think he's as I don't know how much like hard science he's still doing as much as he's just kind of become a public figure.
Right. Yeah, that's hard to know because while there are crazy breakthroughs happening every day, there's not one particular person who's making the majority of them,
Uh-huh.
and not ones that are huge enough to gather that much like worldwide attention.
Yeah, but now that there's a vacuum, and in some ways I think that we like having like these figures that we're like, oh, that's the science guy.
Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, whoever makes the next massive breakthrough, it's probably going to fill the void now that's created.
That's true.
I don't know. It's interesting to think about. But it's just...
Another interesting thing about Stephen Hawking is that he always kept that voice. He probably felt like that was his voice after a little while.
Yeah, it's
but
interesting to think about. Because, yeah, like voice technology has come a lot further.
yeah, he could have changed it at any point in time
But
once
that's just
it
his...
started.
That sound is like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the Stephen Hawking's voice.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a very interesting guy.
His thoughts on, like, aliens were very interesting. I don't know if you ever looked into it.
No, I didn't.
He's saying, like, I think he said it only a few months ago, is his biggest fear is that if we do find aliens, it's more than likely going to be a Christopher Columbus situation. And we're not Christopher Columbus.
Oh, they are. Oh.
Which
Does
is
that
scary
mean-
to think about.
Does that mean we're going to end up dead?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Was his thoughts on it.
I'm not going to worry too much about that. That's a future Max problem.
Uh-huh.
If
I think he also made global warming a very big staple of his, like, political life.
Do you think he ever went to that store?
He was a big,
Staples?
he was a supporter of Jeremy Corbyn. Interesting little fact. The current leader of the UK Labour Party.
Hmm.
Anyway, I got some picks of the week. I'm really going to lighten the mood now. And now this music's even more better. It's even more better. This sad news just makes me want to listen to some dumb stuff to make me forget about it. So we're going to listen to some Lil Yachty. He released a new album last week, and it's dumb. But the thing about it is that it's great dumb. It's stupid, but I like it.
Yeah, okay.
That's
There's-
just
you know,
honestly
that's
how
okay.
I feel about it.
There's a lot of things that are out there that can be stupid, but you like it. A lot of
It's-
people like watching pretty much every animated show that's for adults is stupid, but people like it.
Or it's like the Bachelor situation. Everyone knows it's dumb, made up,
Uh-huh.
staged. It's just dumb.
But they like it.
But I like it.
Yep.
Like, I don't watch The Bachelor, but I get why people watch it.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes just the mind-numbing stupidity is fun, and you get to laugh at it, and it's funny.
I only watch Bob's Burgers out of the current animated adult TV shows.
I don't watch a lot of... I'm trying to think. I watched a little bit of Rick and Morty.
That one's pretty
It's
good.
all right. It's pretty good.
It's dumb, but it's funny.
Yeah, its fan base is interesting. But I think it's the common situation where there's just a very loud minority of people that take it way too far.
South Park, dumb but funny.
I've never watched.
You
South
never
Park.
watched
I've
South
watched
Park?
like a a few episodes here and there, but I've never
That
gone.
can
out
be
of
a
my
summer
way to watch
project.
It could be.
Just a couple episodes to dip your
I'm trying to
toes
think
in.
if I'm just missing something big. I'm a fan of anime. I've watched some animes. One Punch Man. If you want to get into anime, I think it's a good jumping off point.
One Punch Man?
Yeah.
I
Or is
think
it a bit too meta? Because
It's definitely
references-
too meta. I think the good starting point for anybody is definitely just the base Naruto.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
I
I
think-
think.
I think that brings you in with the story and also gives you a decent amount of proper anime bull right off the bat.
Yeah. like all the tropes. Because Naruto really you learn the kind of tropes of anime quickly.
Yep.
You know, the stupid nosebleeds, all the
Yep.
different like
Uh-huh.
faces they go to, like all that kind of things. If you want a more artsy thing, Samurai Champloo is one of my
Champloo.
favorite animes. Yeah, not shampoo. Champloo. It's weird. If you're familiar with the hip hop producer Nujabes, he made all the music for it, and it's some of the best music ever put in an anime, in my opinion.
You ever watch Cowboy Bebop?
I need to.
I do too. I've heard good, but
I've heard good
I don't
things about it too.
I don't know too much about Cowboy
You know,
Bebop.
because of this, later in the set in the song, I'm just going to
Ooh, play some anime
play some anime music.
intros.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so just intense.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
great.
play anime intros later.
That's awesome. that'll be a good
But
segment.
let's just play this Lil Yachty.
All right.
Rest in peace, Stephen Hawking, and praise to Lil Yachty.
Just a little bit of a warning. Our next talk break will be kind of political.
Oh,
we're gonna
we
We're
got
getting
some
into
wild news.
some politics news in the next one.
It's
so
gonna be fun.
that's if you guys don't want to hear the politics news, then don't listen on the next talk break and just turn us down. And then once the music comes back up, you can turn it
Or
back
just
up.
be an adult. This is 91.7 The Edge. We'll see you after this Lil Yachty. It's a triple threat of Yachty.
You guys are listening to Now That's What I Call Now
Now that's what I call Yachty.
on 91.7
Lil Boat.
The Edge.
Lil Boat. Lil Boat.
About
Small boat.
tiny ship.
It's 91.7 The Edge. We're back. Ooh, it's time for... now that's what I call controversy.
I mean that coming in at that point is kind of okay.
Yeah. Ooh, big news this morning. You ever been fired by a tweet?
Because
You ever have to walk into a tweet's office, sit down, and get fired? That's later.
there we go.
So our boy, our ExxonMobil boy, he got fired. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is out of there.
Yeah, he gone. And being replaced by
CIA Director Mike Pompeo,
yeah.
who then he is going to be replaced by this lady who likes to torture people.
Okay, but I don't understand.
okay.
Likes to
Let's,
torture people is it?
Let's give some actual legitimacy to what I'm saying. She worked under the Bush administration in the early 2000s and operated what was known as a black site out of Thailand, which was a place that the U.S. brought suspected terrorists and waterboarded them. And in one instance, she waterboarded someone 87 times in a month.
So it's not great.
John McCain, let's get some perspectives from across the aisle because, that's what's interesting about this is Dianne Feinstein, it's Feinstein, I'm pretty sure. She was the one, I think, that released the torture memo that blew this all up, but she was saying good things about this person now, which is weird. But and she's a Democrat, but John McCain, who's a Republican and has pretty legitimate reasons for not liking torture.
Yeah, he can't lift his arms.
Yeah, he really doesn't like this lady and anyone that was a part of the torture program because torture's bad, folks.
I don't know
This
if
is
you
a
know
hot
this.
take. This may be a hot take.
Torture's bad.
Torture's bad.
Yeah, because it's not great.
In fact, interesting thing, there's a warrant for this lady that's being nominated for the CIA. There's a warrant for her arrest in Germany for war crimes.
Whoa.
So it could be like
I don't
she's
know if
not
that was a
allowed
good call.
in Germany. Now, the Germans would never actually arrest her because there's actually a policy that like the U.S., if anyone from the U.S. was ever actually brought to the Hague, which is where the International Criminal Court is, the U.S. would invade the court. Just a weird thing that isn't really known.
And kind of not good.
Yeah, the big international court that the U.S. Actually, I don't think the U.S. has signed to like as part of that, but like almost all the other countries in like the UN have.
I'm always a little weirded out by situations like that.
America likes to be like, torture is bad and no one should do it, but we get to bend the rules because what are you gonna do, huh? That's kind of their attitude.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, for people that get tortured.
Yeah,
And
because
other things.
There's
international law against torture.
Yeah, those sort of things.
So yeah, it's which the U.S. has signed. The U.S. has signed off of international laws that forbid torture.
Doing a quick search here of my basic human rights because nobody ever taught them to me.
So anyway, in moving on topics, another shakeup in the Trump White House. Not really surprised at this point.
Right.
Max and I were looking at a chart.
Isn't it crazy that last week we were talking about 2 people leaving?
Yeah.
And this week we're talking about another person.
And the person is Secretary of State, which is arguably the most like prestigious cabinet position.
It's just absurd that it's going to be like a weekly bit that we can have.
So who left the White House this week?
Who's going to leave this week? Who already did? You'll find out today.
But in the next weeks, expect lots of talk about torture. And I would, honestly, because of people like John McCain, I would not be surprised if this nominee to fill Mike Pompeo's spot does not get the Senate approval.
One of the basic human rights, freedom from torture.
Yeah. It's a good one. I like that.
That's
right.
a pretty good one.
I like the right to not be tortured.
Yeah, that's a pretty substantial thing to not have done.
And I get it. It's like, it's difficult because people are like, well, ISIS doesn't deserve rights. And it's like, well.
Ooh, that's interesting. There's a section that's up for debate. I kind of like that. The section that's up for debate includes a whole bunch of the current controversial things, being right to keep and bear arms, one that's just named Future Generations, sexual orientation and gender identity.
Is this the UN's
trade.
Declaration of Human Rights?
It is based off of...
Or is this just like
Universal
a
Declaration of Human Rights.
I think that's the UN.
Yeah, UN.
Document. Which was based on a lot of, it's like history. We talked about it in my philosophy class, World of Ideas, that the Declaration on Human Rights takes a lot of influence from the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights and the French Declaration of Man's Rights. I think that's what it was called. It's like the first constitution that was written after the French Revolution or during the French Revolution.
Yeah. But then after that one, it's trade, water, and sanitation.
Is there anything about internet? I wouldn't be surprised if that's being debated as being, a human right.
Sexual and reproductive
Access
rights,
to an open internet.
World Health Organization, information and communication technologies. Yep, internet.
Uh-huh.
Information and communication technologies is included in that. Right to non...
I'm going off mic.
Refoulement?
I don't know what that means.
Right, versus right to asylum.
It's got something to do with immigration.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's a thing that's unfortunate that I have to look up.
In other political news, there's an election in Pennsylvania, and it's close. That seems to be the only substantial thing we can report about it. Because
I've been looking.
No one is calling it either way.
Because the absentee ballots still aren't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like within hundreds of votes. It's a special election for a Pennsylvanian a representative from Pennsylvania to be in the federal House of Representatives.
Representative from California has the floor. The president gas bag bombs away. It's a punishment. Boom, boom.
I think that might have been one of the first Green Day songs that I can remember hearing.
Yeah. Other political stuff. Well, yeah, I suppose it's kind of political. The walkout's tomorrow.
Yeah, is that I totally forgot. I remember when when that was planned. That would be
I want to
interesting
say it
see.
happens at 10, and you're supposed to leave for 17 minutes.
I know the ACLU put out a statement saying that legally, schools cannot punish their students more than they would if this wasn't political. So, like, because there's
Right.
been talks of, like,
It's
if you do this on
unexcused
this
absence.
day, we're going to do this. And
Mhm.
that's unconstitutional.
Right.
They can't punish you more because it's a special thing.
Yeah,
they can
more-
only punish you than
more
it would
often-
be if you just weren't at school for an hour.
Right. More often situations are going to be an unexcused absence.
So who knows? Maybe this could create some court cases.
But if anything, shouldn't it just be a tardy because they're only going to be gone for 17
yeah,
minutes?
I don't know.
It's
or
weird.
maybe you just like
Be cool about it. Maybe just be cool, guys. But yeah, it's for 17 minutes because a minute for each of the people that died in the shooting. So that's a thing that you can or cannot choose to participate in. I don't know. It's up to you, really.
I know in a follow up to the story about West Virginian teachers, they ended their strike.
Mm-hmm.
But there's lots of talks about strikes in Oklahoma, and I think Kentucky just began a teacher strike.
Yeah,
So that's a
Oklahoma
developing story.
needs one.
Yeah, they're the 50th
Uh-huh.
in the state for their median teacher pay. There was a big story from last year that blew up because of this whole situation. The Oklahoma State Teacher of the Year, as soon as he won that award, moved to Texas because they paid him more. So he got the award, and then Texas was like, or some school in Texas was like, hey, you want to work here? We'll pay you way more. And so he left.
Yep.
And all the teachers in Oklahoma were like, I don't blame him. In fact, lots of teachers from Oklahoma moved to Texas.
I'm not surprised. They probably don't have a whole lot of teachers left in Oklahoma, if
Uh-huh.
I'm being honest. There's probably not too many people to actually allow people to get educated unless you do homeschooling, which is good to a certain degree, but also not
Uh-huh.
to another. And then the only other talking point I have for tonight was Kyle and I earlier on our trip out and about just started talking about Foxconn.
Yeah, and just the whole idea of what's a government's response, state government and local government's responsibilities to, like, bring companies in.
Right, because while it can help to create jobs, it's also a lot of money to bring them in, depending on how you strike that deal with them.
Uh-huh, and it kind of pits cities and communities against each other,
Right.
which generally studies show does not overall benefit the communities.
Right. If you're constantly having to compete with another community relatively nearby, it's not going to be a great situation.
Because they're just basically competing to give away more and more than the other places.
Yeah.
Just works great for the company, but it then puts the city totally at the mercy of the company, which generally is not a good deal for a community to rest, like,
Right.
millions of dollars of tax money on a business doing well. But it's,
Yeah.
again,
It's all based on how much you can think that company will bring in. And for a company like Foxconn, I mean, I guess it makes sense. And the example that you brought up earlier was Amazon.
That's the kind of the big debate right now, because Amazon's looking to start to build their, like, second headquarters. And Seattle was the first, and a lot of Seattleans
See Italians.
Seattleites
See
have
Italians.
said it kind of sucks to have the headquarters there.
I think if it was just solely based on location, it would be a good call for them to go somewhere that's not the U.S. because then they would have a better market to go work through.
What would be interesting is, I mean, they're trying to build their second headquarters. In my mind, wouldn't it make sense for them to not make two headquarters in America? Although America's huge.
Yeah, yes, but that's what I'm saying too. Because, like, if you are doing a lot of things in China with either just the third-party products or anything like that, wouldn't it make sense to set up something somewhere closer to them so that you have easier communication
know.
and better understanding.
Speaking of Amazon, did you see that picture of Jeff Bezos eating a iguana?
No.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. Both Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, like every day, just show more and more that they are the James Bond villains.
Yeah. They have so much money.
Uh-huh. Jeff
Jeff
Bezos,
Bezos
is
especially.
the richest person in the world. He's like $110 billion.
Between being an investor and owner of Amazon and
He owns the Washington Post.
Washington Post and
Which, yeah,
that
no,
other
no
space.
potential conflict of interest there.
No. The other private space business.
This actually goes back into what we were talking about. There was a Washington Post article about the benefits of Amazon going to a new city. And everyone was like, where are you getting your numbers? And they didn't say. And they didn't say because the people asking where they got their numbers knew where they got their numbers was from internal Amazon reports.
Yeah,
That
that's
obviously
not
paint a much better picture because,
It's
you
not
know.
great. Because they have substantially more information and can pick the good numbers and not the bad ones.
It's kind of in their interest.
Uh-huh.
This is why it's bad that media is owned by so few.
It's bad that everything is owned by so few.
Why? This last
no,
time
no reason.
we were in this situation, nothing bad happened.
Ooh.
1930s. They got through it though, right? We'll be fine.
Hey, at least we got the 20s to look forward to, am I right?
Oh, this is an interesting topic. In my capstone class, Jim Mead was saying about how when he first started teaching in like the early 2000s, people didn't get his humor as much.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got kind of a darker sense of humor. And but he was like, you guys are just crazy and dark. And someone in class shouted out, it's the recession that did it. And it made me think, I'm like, I wonder how much
That's
that there is.
Wow.
To
You know,
the millennial mindset and how much that impacts it.
Right. I immediately think, no, it's the internet, because the internet is always making dark jokes. But at the same time, the internet could have started leaning more and more towards dark jokes the more and more the recession started affecting people.
I'm sure it's a combination of things. I bet after 9/11 there was an escalation in dark humor. And then maybe the recession just even compounded that. Because we grew up in the shadow of both two of those events.
That's true.
Which were pretty, world-changing. It was like, we haven't been attacked in a long time. Oh, oops. We haven't had a major economic crash in a while. Oops. This would be interesting. This is stuff that we might never know, or if we will know, we won't know until the 40s.
I was going to say 40 years from now. When we can look back on it as history and go, oh, this is very clear based on numbers that this is what
really
happened.
Messed up this generation's mindset.
Whoa, that's crazy to think about.
I hope they put the tweets in history books from that went viral.
That's crazy because that's absolutely something that'll happen.
Trump's tweets are going to be in history books.
Absolutely. There's going to be so many tweets that are a whole bunch of social media is going to be. They won't have history books. It'll just be what are we talking about? Why are we even bothering saying that they're going to be books?
Open your twitterarchive.org and we're going to study 1910s America.
Well, it wouldn't be that. It'd be 2010s America.
Oh, that's what I meant.
1910 Twitter. That little bit.
Yeah, that's when you tied a piece of paper
to a pigeon. Carrier pigeon just.
Man, this tweet's going to go viral. Bird flu.
Yikes. It's going to go viral as in a lot of people are going to get sick. There's going to be a virus and it's going to go around to a lot of people.
Let's play our last little bit of music here. Now, this song, everyone's probably heard it because it's the #1 stream song right now on almost every platform. But I just want to talk about how great the line is. The one line is in it. I'm talking about God's Plan by Drake. She said, "Do you love me?" I told her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry, is a great line. It's a great line. It's very relatable.
That is a good line.
Like, hey, do you love me? Yeah, but like my bed and my mom are kind of like my rocks. You know what I mean? And like, if that isn't the truth, I don't know what is. And then we're gonna play "Look Alive," also by Drake, which is blown up. And I just
think
love
other
the beat
people are
on it.
more connected to their bed than I am. I think it's because I grew up sleeping on like everything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wasn't really confined to just sleeping on my bed.
So you are connected to sleeping, but you don't take special pride in your bed.
Right. Because I, like, growing up, I'd fall asleep on couch. Sometimes I'd take a few months and just sleep in the basement instead of upstairs. Just because I was like, it's too hot. I'm going to go sleep in the basement.
Do you feel like that has made you able to sleep anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. I can sleep sitting up. It doesn't bother me any.
We're also going to play some Bjork off of her newest album.
Ooh,
We're going to play
Bjork.
Listen Me. And we're going to play Hottie by Brockhampton. I hope you enjoy. Max is making like Italian hand signs at his laptop.
There was something I was going to do, and I just can't remember.
I'll
I'll
have
That's a bit that we do sometimes because it's something that you can't really deny happens no matter what. You go up to the counter and you look at the menu before you go up to the counter. You know what you want before you get to the counter. And then you get there and they go, "What can I get for you?" And you go, "Can I get a
I'll have hey, welcome to what would you like? I'll have even if you've looked at it for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
you basically know what you want.
You know exactly what you want.
You go, I'll have a It happens also at the gas station. Hey, what pump are you?
Oh, yeah, true.
Make a weird
the
lean.
lean because the window never lines up with which one you're looking at.
I think I'm 8. Is that it? Oh, no, it's a 6. Pump number 6?
Yeah, that every time. That's why I try to pay at the pump because I don't want that situation. I'd rather just go, can I get a...
Let's get into the music.
What's that? I haven't heard that in a long time.
We'll be back after this. We'll say our
I haven't
bye-byes.
heard that name in years.
And then we'll get into maybe Hip Hop Hump Day, maybe some metal. It's
We'll find
been
out.
a bit touch and go recently.
All right.
We'll see ya. God's plan.
You're listening to 91.7 The Edge.
Yeah. I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble.
And we're back. It's 917 The Edge.
WSUW Whitewater.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, we had a good time. We got,
I'm just going to play some.
looks like
music
probably
underneath.
some not quite Hip Hop Hump Day again. A lot of red words. A lot of red words.
A lot of red words. Probably.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Based on this, the Pig Destroyer, I'm gonna go with it's probably not.
That doesn't sound like very hip hop to me.
Not too hip hoppy. Not hippin' and or.
Did you know
hoppin'.
Ice-T has a metal band? Famous West Coast hip hop artist and actor on
I'm gonna go with no.
Law
I'm
and
gonna go with
Order.
I didn't know that.
He's on one of those crime shows.
Yeah, one of them.
It's
Oof.
91.7 The Edge. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back next Tuesday, 10 until 12. If you're listening to the podcast, which more info to come soon, you'll just listen to us again.
Yep.
The song will fade out. Another song will fade in, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, we're gonna. We've been working on a bit of a website.
Do you remember when you would try and go to Lego.com and it would show the picture of the Lego men working and it said under construction?
Only very
Do you remember
vaguely
why
because
websites had to go down to actually be like changed?
yeah,
I do. That's a long time ago.
That was
that
a
doesn't
while
happen
ago.
anymore because you don't need to do that.
Yep. Yeah, yep, you're right. It's not a thing that's necessary anymore.
Anyway. Sorry, I like
That was
this
good.
Brockhampton
That was
song a
great.
lot.
I think they use SM7s to record, which is what I'm talking through right now.
We should get those
I wish I owned one of these.
mic flags in here.
Oh, yeah, like the little...
Just put a little
That'd be cool.
91.7 right here.
Rachel got some cool little 91.7 The Edge branded can cozies.
Oh, that's nice.
They look nice.
Are they going to be available?
I'm sure. Events coming up soon in, I believe, April 11th or 12th. I think it's 11th. There'll be a show in Jitters with North Korean touring band.
No,
Wow.
not
No.
quite.
No, there's not many North Korean touring
Are they going to
bands.
be here Thursday or Friday?
Thursday?
Yeah, that's 12th of April.
No, they're going to be here Wednesday.
The 11th of April.
I'm pretty sure it's the Wednesday.
All right, we're going to go with the 11th of April in Jitters. Our buddy BK.
Stay tuned for more info. But yeah, our buddy BK, I can't think off the top of my head what his band's called. Cables. Cable? It's Cable or Cables?
Either singular or plural.
They're from South Korea. They play like cool punky shoegaze music. And they are going to be...
Did they change it so that it's in English? Do they speak English?
I believe they sing in Korean.
That's
but
going to
I
be crazy.
Could be wrong.
That'll make for interesting sounds that you don't often hear, though.
And
That's kinda
local
cool.
radio star Chris is going to be opening, hopefully, if things hold up.
Oh, yeah.
His last name is not coming to mind right now, but he's great.
Yeah.
But everything is subject to change, but it hopefully won't. And we'll have more concrete information in the next few weeks.
At the end of that month, it's going to be
Ooh, it's the big one.
the big one, Edgefest. So stay tuned for more of that sort of stuff, too.
Edgefest
We'll have tons of information on that once we're closer.
Out.
Yeah, they'll also be posting that all over their different socials and whatnot. So if you don't already follow the station on Snapchat and you're constantly listening to us and seeing us out in the public spaces, when you can decide whether or not you want to follow on Snapchat or Facebook, or I want to say they have a Twitter, but I don't think it's very
Facebook
used.
is where the primary stuff goes down, where they make all the events and stuff.
Yeah.
So look that up if you want. It's just an easy little search. Google it. 91.7 The Edge.
Just Google
Add
it.
Facebook into that search, and I'm sure you'll find it.
And probably put Whitewater, because I think there's another one.
Yeah, WSUW works well, too, because no other radio station is WSUW.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Lots of other radio stations are 91.7. And there's even a few that are 91.7 The Edge that aren't us.
Yeah, that's true. I like that so I'm looking at the class list right now. In case there are listeners out there listening that don't know that this is a college station, it is a college station. I'm looking at some class listings, and for communication and public opinion, the current days and times is TBA. The room is TBA. The instructor is staff.
That's my favorite professor.
The meeting dates are TBA.
Interesting.
I'm never going to take that class. It's a 600 level class. Don't have any reason to
Is
be
your
taking that.
interest in that class TBA?
Yeah. If somebody else is paying for me to take a 600 level class, then that's what.
Aren't those like grad level classes?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If somebody else is paying for it.
I've never taken above a 400 because I haven't needed to.
Yeah,
And
if
I
you don't need
even
to,
think I've had
it's
access
just
to
a
it.
lot of work, and you shouldn't have to do a lot of work if it's something that you're not required.
I think it's time for us to get on out of here.
You think so?
Yeah, it's been.
All
Now
right.
that's what I call now / between the songs.
Should we give them a nice fade into some?
It's gonna get real gnarly
periphery.
here. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes or in a week at 10 o'clock, depending on how you're listening to us. Hope you enjoyed. It's 91.7 The Edge, WSUW, Whitewater, Wisconsin. Bye-bye.